There is a moment, often unnoticed, when the world seems suspended between night and day. The first light of dawn slips quietly over the horizon, brushing the earth with a gentle gold, and in that stillness, the soul begins to stir. Have you felt it, the soft trembling of your heart, as if it recognizes something it cannot yet name? This is the whisper of dawn, a subtle call from Allah that something within you is ready to awaken. In these quiet moments, when the mind is still and the chaos of life has not yet intruded, Allah speaks, not with thunder or fire, but with silence. A soft murmur, almost too gentle to perceive, threads through your being. It may come as a thought, a memory, or a sudden clarity, and if you listen, it guides you toward reflection, toward an inner alignment you may have long forgotten. Consider the times you have paused to watch the sunrise, feeling an inexplicable peace or hope. That is not coincidence. It is a reminder that transformation begins subtly, often when we are not searching for it. The soul knows before the mind does. It senses the shift, the possibility of renewal, the promise of a path illuminated by divine light. Are we attentive enough to hear these whispers, or do we drown them in the noise of daily life? As the dawn calls, it invites you to be present, to open your heart, and to recognize that change is always quietly moving toward you. This is the beginning of a journey, not sudden, not loud, but profound in its stillness. There are moments when your heart quivers, not from fear or joy alone, but from a deeper recognition, a signal from within that something is shifting in your soul. Have you ever felt that sudden, inexplicable flutter, as if your spirit itself were awakening to truths long hidden? This is the heart's tremor, a subtle pulse of divine guidance, reminding you that Allah is moving within you even when the world seems still. The tremor often arrives quietly, in the pauses between thoughts or in the spaces between breaths. It may manifest as a pang of longing, a sudden clarity, or the gentle ache of yearning. These signals are not random. They are messages, soft and precise, pointing you towards self-awareness, reflection, and transformation. Can you feel it? That stirring is the echo of your higher self, inviting you to notice what your mind might overlook. In our fast-paced lives, such tremors are often dismissed, buried beneath distraction and routine, yet they carry wisdom. Each quiver of the heart whispers, "Pay attention, awaken to your inner guidance, embrace the unseen." Like a string vibrating under a master musician's touch, your soul resonates with the divine rhythm, reminding you of your purpose and the beauty of spiritual presence. Ask yourself, what is this tremor guiding me toward? Is it a call to patience, to compassion, or to surrender? Perhaps it is all of these, woven together into a single, subtle message. When we honor these tremors, when we let them resonate within, we allow the soul to step forward into the light of transformation, trusting that Allah's guidance is always near. Every soul carries shadows, hidden fears, doubts, and regrets that linger quietly in the corners of our being. Have you noticed them? Those faint echoes that arise when you are alone with your thoughts. These shadows are not meant to frighten you. They are teachers, revealing the aspects of yourself that require acknowledgement and understanding. Allah's guidance often arrives through these quiet reflections, showing us what the light cannot reach directly. In the dimness of our inner world, the shadows begin to speak. They ask us questions we may not have considered. What is truly weighing on your heart? Which illusions are you holding on to? Why do certain pains repeat even when the mind wishes to forget? By observing these reflections without judgment, the soul learns to recognize patterns, understand attachments, and discern the subtle threads connecting pain and growth. It is in the shadows that transformation often begins. Like the moon illuminating the night, subtle insights appear when we embrace rather than resist our hidden aspects. The quiet moments of reflection can reveal lessons that elude our conscious understanding, guiding us toward emotional and spiritual clarity. Can you look into your own shadows without fear, knowing that they are part of the divine design? Every shadow carries a message, a mirror of your inner state, and within that mirror lies opportunity. By facing what is concealed, you awaken to the layers of your soul that have longed for awareness. Each moment of reflection, each gaze into the depths of your being, is a step toward the transformation Allah has prepared for you, a slow, deliberate unveiling of light within darkness. Dreams are windows into the unseen, portals where the soul wanders beyond the boundaries of conscious thought. Have you ever awakened from a dream feeling as though it carried a message meant only for you? These nocturnal visions are whispers from Allah, subtle reflections of your inner world, guiding, warning, or inspiring the path your soul must tread. In dreams, the language of the heart is revealed. Symbols, faces, and landscapes are not mere illusions. They are mirrors reflecting the truths your waking mind may overlook. A river may speak of cleansing, a mountain of endurance, a lost path of forgotten purpose. Each image, no matter how fleeting, carries significance. How often do we dismiss these visions as coincidence or fantasy, missing the divine lessons embedded within them? The mirror of dreams asks you to pay attention. It encourages self-inquiry. What fears or desires lie beneath the surface? Which aspects of yourself are being nurtured or neglected? Dreams can illuminate the hidden currents of your spirit, revealing patterns that, once recognized, allow for conscious transformation. They are reminders that the soul moves continuously, even when the body rests, and that Allah's guidance is present in every subtle sign. When you approach dreams with awareness, reflection, and patience, they become sacred teachers. They encourage contemplation, ignite inspiration, and often spark clarity in moments of doubt. The next time your eyes close, consider that your soul is stepping into a luminous space, a mirror reflecting not only what is, but what could be. Listen closely, for the wisdom within these nightly journeys may forever alter the direction of your heart. Sometimes, transformation arrives not as a storm, but as a gentle push, a subtle nudge from the universe, guiding your steps toward what your soul needs most. Have you ever felt an inexplicable urge, a quiet insistence, or a sudden choice that seemed small yet pivotal? These gentle movements are Allah's hand at work, steering you toward awareness and growth without force or fanfare. The gentle push often appears in ordinary moments: a chance encounter with a stranger, a book that calls your attention, a feeling that cannot be ignored. Each seemingly minor event can carry profound meaning, a signpost directing your heart toward lessons you are ready to learn. Why do we so often overlook these nudges, dismissing them as coincidence? In truth, they are delicate threads weaving your life into the fabric of divine purpose. Consider how a slight shift in perspective or action can lead to significant change. Like a leaf catching the wind, the smallest movement can alter direction and momentum. Allah uses these quiet interventions to teach patience, discernment, and attentiveness. They remind you that transformation is not always dramatic. Often, it is the accumulation of tiny, deliberate steps guided by divine intention. Ask yourself, what gentle pushes have I ignored? Which subtle signs have I dismissed as trivial? When we attune ourselves to these movements, we become co-creators in our spiritual journey, recognizing the invisible guidance that surrounds us. The soul learns to trust, to surrender, and to follow the quiet, persistent hand of the divine, guiding every step toward illumination. Silence is not empty, it is full of meaning. Have you ever sat in stillness, feeling as though the world itself had paused and sensed something profound within? In these quiet spaces, Allah often speaks the loudest. The absence of noise allows the soul to perceive the subtle signs the wolves that are otherwise drowned in the chaos of daily life. In silence, your heart becomes a receptive vessel. You may notice fleeting thoughts, delicate impressions, or a gentle warmth that guides your choices. These are not random. They are messages crafted to awaken awareness and invite reflection. Why is it so difficult to embrace silence? Perhaps because it requires patience, courage, and the willingness to face what is within, both light and shadow. Every pause in conversation, every moment of solitude, carries the potential for revelation. When you allow yourself to be fully present, the world communicates in its own sacred language. A glance of understanding from a stranger, the hush of morning dew, the subtle rhythm of your own breath. These are signs, quiet yet profound, that direct you toward spiritual growth. Can we learn to trust the messages hidden in silence? Each moment of stillness is an opportunity to deepen the connection between your soul and the divine. By honoring silence, you open a space where reflection and guidance coexist, allowing the heart to align with its true purpose. The subtle signs that emerge in these moments are often the most transformative, leading you to insights that words could never fully capture. Life often presents challenges that feel heavy and unyielding. Yet these trials are not punishments. They are signposts on the path of the soul. Have you ever wondered why hardship seems to arrive just when you feel unprepared? Allah's wisdom is hidden within these moments, guiding you to strength, clarity, and awakening through the crucible of experience. Trials come in many forms: loss, disappointment, fear, or the quiet erosion of comfort. Each difficulty holds a lesson, though it may be veiled in pain. What does your heart learn when it is tested? How do you respond when the familiar crumbles and only faith remains? In these moments, your soul is called to witness itself, to endure, and to trust the unseen guidance of the divine. Consider the river that carves valleys through stone, not by force, but by persistence. So too does trial shape the human spirit, sculpting resilience, wisdom, and compassion. Every struggle, no matter how small or large, is an invitation to awaken, to shed illusions, and to recognize the divine presence within and around you. It is through these experiences that the soul discovers its capacity for endurance and its alignment with higher purpose. Ask yourself, how have my trials transformed me? What lessons lie hidden beneath the weight of challenge? By embracing the path of trials with patience and awareness, you allow the soul to grow, to find light within darkness, and to understand that every difficulty carries the potential for profound spiritual awakening. Allah's guidance is woven into the very fabric of struggle, and the path, though difficult, leads toward lasting transformation. There are moments when the ordinary transforms into the extraordinary, when glimpses of the divine pierce the veil of everyday life. Have you ever experienced a sudden clarity, a feeling of awe, or a sense of profound peace that seemed to arrive unbidden? This is the light beyond the veil, a subtle illumination from Allah revealing that the sacred exists within the ordinary and that nothing is ever truly hidden from the soul. The veil is often thin, separating the seen from the unseen. A stranger's kindness, a song that stirs your heart, or the hush of a quiet evening may carry divine resonance. These glimpses are invitations to awareness, reminders that life is infused with meaning and that Allah's presence is ever near. Why do we so often overlook them, distracted by noise, ambition, or fear? To perceive the light, we must attune ourselves, to slow down, and to open the heart to subtle guidance. Light beyond the veil is also a mirror, reflecting what is possible when the soul surrenders to divine timing. It whispers of hope, restoration, and transformation, revealing that even in moments of uncertainty, beauty and wisdom abound. Each luminous sign is a token of encouragement, a gentle call to trust, to follow, and to recognize the sacred thread running through every experience. Ask yourself, have I paused to see the veiled light around me? When you open your eyes and heart to these divine flashes, life itself becomes a mirror of deeper truths. Through these glimpses, the soul learns to navigate uncertainty with faith, to perceive guidance in subtlety, and to walk the world with awareness of the eternal presence that surrounds and shapes every step. Awareness is not simply noticing the world around you, it is a deep recognition of the movements within your own soul. Have you ever felt a sudden clarity, a moment when your heart knows something your mind cannot yet articulate? This is the call to awareness, a quiet summons from Allah to awaken fully, to see beyond illusion, and to embrace the truths that have always existed within you. The call may arrive as a question that stirs your heart, a subtle unease, or a spark of curiosity that refuses to be ignored. It asks, are you truly present in your life? Do you recognize the signs of guidance hidden in ordinary moments? In answering these questions, you begin to disentangle yourself from distraction and routine, allowing your spirit to perceive the sacred threads woven into each experience. Awareness is a mirror reflecting both light and shadow. When we are attentive, we see the parts of ourselves that require healing, the opportunities for growth, and the divine signs embedded in every encounter. It is not always easy. To awaken requires courage, patience, and honesty. Yet the rewards are profound: clarity, alignment, and a heart attuned to Allah's guidance. Ask yourself, what have I overlooked in my daily life? Which moments have I passed by without reflection? By heeding the call to awareness, you step into a deeper connection with the divine, embracing a life where every thought, feeling, and action carries significance. The soul learns to listen, to respond, and to recognize that transformation is not a distant goal but a living, breathing process unfolding in the present moment. To embrace the eternal is to recognize that life is more than fleeting moments and passing concerns. Have you ever felt a quiet knowing that there is something enduring within you, something untouched by fear, loss, or time? This is the soul's glimpse of eternity, a reflection of Allah's boundless presence inviting you to anchor your heart in what is everlasting. Embracing the eternal requires letting go of attachment to outcomes and surrendering to the flow of divine wisdom. It asks you to see beyond the transient, to perceive the spiritual currents beneath everyday life. Each breath, each choice, each encounter becomes a sacred opportunity to connect with the infinite. What if every challenge, every joy, every quiet moment were a portal into the eternal? When the soul begins to perceive this, fear diminishes, and a profound peace emerges. The eternal is woven into the fabric of existence. Nature, love, kindness, and reflection are mirrors of that timeless truth. When we attune ourselves to this reality, we see that our trials, dreams, and quiet whispers of the heart are all part of a greater tapestry, a divine design that guides us toward illumination. This awareness transforms perspective. Mundane moments are no longer trivial. They are sacred signposts, opportunities to align with the divine. Ask yourself, am I living in the present or merely moving through time? By embracing the eternal, you open your heart to gratitude, reflection, and purpose. You recognize that transformation is not a destination, but a journey, unfolding moment by moment, guided by Allah's infinite wisdom. Step forward with trust, for the path of the soul is eternal, and in every breath, the divine invites you to awaken, reflect, and embrace the light that never fades. The journey within is the final step, yet it is also the most profound beginning. Have you ever paused to ask yourself who you truly are beneath the layers of expectation, habit, and fear? This chapter invites you to turn inward, to explore the sacred terrain of your own heart, where Allah's guidance whispers most clearly and transformation becomes tangible. Inward reflection reveals the soul's patterns, its longings, and its untapped wisdom. Each thought and emotion is a signpost, a mirror reflecting both divine presence and the potential for growth. What shadows remain unacknowledged? Which joys have been overlooked? By walking this inner path, you come to understand that every external experience mirrors something within, and that true awakening begins when the soul embraces its own depths with honesty and compassion. The journey within requires patience and courage. It calls for stillness, attentive listening, and a willingness to surrender illusions. And yet, as you navigate this sacred space, the heart begins to align with the eternal, discovering clarity, resilience, and a profound connection to Allah's presence. Each moment of self-awareness becomes a step forward, each insight a light illuminating the path of the soul. Ask yourself, am I ready to meet my own heart with openness? The journey within is not merely introspection. It is a sacred conversation with the divine. By exploring your inner landscape, you awaken to the signs, lessons, and love that have always been present. This is the culmination of transformation, a recognition that the soul's journey is continuous, and that every step inward is also a step toward eternity.